events and issues shaping our community. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
We're in Tallahassee for this series of Comcast Newsmakers in the Plaza of the State Capitol. I'm Spiro Kenton. And this hour, Representative Ron Saunders from the Conquer Republic is with us, District 120. And thanks very much for joining us. It's good to have you here.
Good to be here.
A lot changed. I know that you were in the House a long time ago. You've returned to the House of Representatives this session, and you're serving your term. And have things changed up here?
Well, they've changed. I served from 1986 to 94 when the Democrats majority party. I served as the House Budget Chair in charge of the Appropriations Committee. And it was different because the Democrats were in charge. I was out after 94 for 12 years, and I came back to the House in 2006 as a member of the minority party because now the Democrats are minority party. So it's a little different because when you're in charge, you have a lot more responsibility, you chair committees, et cetera. But as minority party, we have a role to play too. We're like the watchdog, and we try to keep the other side honest. And so we have our role to play, and we've been playing it.
Has this session be challenging? One of the most challenging you've seen in recent years?
Well, it's challenging for several reasons. One is the budget. We have a $3 billion budget deficit, and so that means we have to make a lot of difficult decisions. All the House Democrats voted no on the budget because we had some problems with some of the things that the Republicans did, eliminating Healthy Start coalitions. I'm a big supporter of Healthy Start. They raided the Transportation Trust Fund. We thought those are jobs that could have been created and now be lost. And also they raided the retirement benefits for retired teachers and policemen and firefighters. We think that was a promise made, promise broken. So the budget was very difficult. Then we've had some other bills like Senate Bill 6 that's currently being considered by the governor for a veto that deals with teacher pay. So there's been controversy, but that's to be expected with a legislative session.
Yeah, the budget this year, though, this is the historic time right now for the Florida legislature. This is the third year in a row you've had a budget deficit, right?
Well, our sales tax collections are a big part of our budget, and they're tied to the economy. So when we're in a recession nationally, it certainly affects our state budget. But we've made through the last couple of years with money from the federal government. The stimulus dollars, which unfortunately are going to be running out. And so if we don't start fixing some of our underlying budget problems, like getting control over our Medicaid costs that are out of control, we're going to have some serious budget issues, not just this year, but next year too.
The theme, I guess, next year is going to be, where do we find more money?
Well, that's always the theme because it never seems there's enough, but we're certainly going to have a tough time when the stimulus money runs out. And with our costs like Medicaid going through the roof, and then we have other things like the kids from Haiti coming in that increase our cost to our school systems, things like that you really can't control. You have to make sure your revenues equal your expenses. Fortunately, the state of Florida does have a requirement in our state constitution for a balanced budget. I'm glad we have it, but it does make our job more difficult than, say, the federal government, which can just borrow the money. We have to make sure they equal, but we have some needs, particularly in education and healthcare, that if we don't make sure they're met, it actually costs you more money in the long run.
And of course, you've got the child advocates in town this week talking all about different types of programs that they're championing. And that puts a little bit more pressure on you too, because I guess they bring to light some of the priorities that you need to take a look at.
Well, to me, you have to start as far as investments with your children, both in education and healthcare. They're our future. If they don't get a good education, if they don't get proper health care, they're not going to be good citizens, and they're also going to cost you more money. If you don't get good prenatal care, for example, you get low birth weight babies that cost you more money. If you don't have a kid that gets good health care when they're younger, they end up with serious health issues in their later life. And so I think it's an investment. Education and healthcare are the two most important things we do up here. They should be properly funded.
And you think this year we kind of missed the mark on it?
Well, I think we may do this year. I think we're going to get out of this session without too much damage. I think the state Senate has some more responsible positions than the House did on the budget. I don't think they're going to cut Healthy Start. I don't think they'll raid the Transportation Trust Fund. I don't think they'll hit retirement benefits. Those are the three things I had a concern about. They're going to make some tough cuts, but I think we can live with some of the cuts, but just some of the things with the priorities were wrong.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Representative Ron Saunders from the Conquer Republic down there in Key West. We thank you very much for joining us.
We encourage everybody to come down and visit us.
Okay, and it's a great place to visit, believe me. I'm Spiro Kenton coming to you from Tallahassee. We're here in the courtyard of the state capitol. All kinds of Children's Week activities taking place throughout the state capitol all week long. And thank you for joining us.